They will not leave disappointed. This guy is unique, special, and we are privileged to be here today.
After 7 seasons, 2 postseason appearances, various injuries, and numerous fall starts, the New Orleans Pelicans are in line for a complete overhaul from the Zion Williamson era. After firing general manager David Griffin this past offseason and head coach Willie Green during the 2025-26 campaign, the only logical thing for New Orleans to do is to shift its attention to the roster for potential changes. The Pelicans are 8-27 overall, 24th in the league in offensive efficiency and 27th in defensive efficiency per Cleaning the Glass. Even a recent 5-game winning streak, swiftly followed up with a 5-game losing streak, couldn't get New Orleans out of the cellar of the Western Conference. As a result, the Pelicans should be looking towards the trade market, where New Orleans offers a little of everything, from an oft-injured star bet in Zion Williamson, to a two-way forward in Trey Murphy III, to ancillary pieces like Jose Alvarado and Kevin Looney. If the Pelicans are open for business, they should have plenty of suitors. And despite new Pelicans president of basketball operation Joe Dumars' offseason gaffe of trading their 2026 first-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks, both he and the Pelicans will have a chance to redeem themselves with a litany of players to move before the February 5th trade deadline. But in part of New Orleans closing the door on the Williamson era, the 2025 rookie class has emerged as potential haven for the Pelicans moving forward. The selections of Jeremiah Fears and Derik Queen have emerged as rookies with interesting archetypes for the future. Both players are set to be critical pieces for New Orleans' future, and if they opt to completely tear it down, could be viewed as future cornerstones to the next great Pelican team. Even after the selection of Fears with the 7th overall pick, New Orleans remained in limbo to enter the regular season. With DeJounte Murray out with an Achilles injury, the point guard position was up in arms. Do they turn to longtime backup Jose Alvarado to start, or go unconventional, using Jordan Poole to start and then shuffle the ball handling and creation duties between several players throughout the roster? In the end, Fears found himself thrown into the mix and has largely succeeded as a 19-year-old point guard. So far this season, Fears is averaging 14.2 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. The first thing that stands out about Fears is his downhill attacking. Shooting 60% at the rim, Fears is a menace at getting into the gut of the defense and mixing things up. Whether it be a nifty pass to an open teammate, a kick out to a wide-open shooter in the corner, or attacking the retreating big man at the basket. The second is his approach on defense. While Fears doesn't project to be an elite defender, his basketball IQ and quick hands allow him to not just generate steals, but deflections, which lead to tip passes and array shot attempts and often the ball back to the Pelicans. Once Fears creates havoc, getting the ball and quickly looking to turn defensive success into offense is Fears' speciality and has resulted in several creative looks for New Orleans early his tenure. The secondary statistics, like for most rookies, aren't in his favor. Fears sits in the sub-10th percentile in defensive and overall EPM via dunksandthrees.com. His assist rate of 17.5% only slightly outpaces his 14.1 turnover percentage, and the Pelicans are about 14 points better with Fears off the floor. Even with New Orleans' newest lineup of Fears, Murphy, Jones, Saddiq Bey, and Queen, sporting a plus 7.2 rating in 242 minutes. But most rookie point guards are chewed up and spat out by the nightly adventure. Going from the likes of Ja Morant to Darius Garland to Jalen Brunson is no easy feat. Much like the route Utah Jazz guard Keontae George has taken, Fears has all the tools to be an effective guard, who can both navigate and generate positive offensive possessions for teammates while getting to the lane for himself. The shooting must improve, but getting reps early for Fears is critical for his development and success. While Fears was selected higher, Queen has been the more tantalizing rookie and could be the one who changes New Orleans' long-term future. For starters, Queen was behind from the jump. With New Orleans trading their 2026 first-round pick to Atlanta to acquire the rights to Queen, The Pelicans will be giving up a top 7 draft pick in a stronger draft for the former Maryland Terrapin. An injury in Summer League only further delayed his regular season debut, but once he hit the floor, he emerged as one of the league's most exciting rookies. Currently averaging 13.1 points, 7.0 rebounds, and 4.0 assists on a clean 50% shooting. What pops about Queen is his ability to run an offense in the half court and generate good looks for his teammates. Per Cleaning the Glass, Queen ranks in the 93rd percentile with a 23% assist rate, while ranking in the 81st percentile in assist-to-usage ratio at 0.92%. His ability to generate offense while not completely sabotage the offense has been on notice and could be a vital part to New Orleans' future. Defensively, there are several ways to look at Queen. The early returns has been solid. Strictly from the eye test, Queen seems like every other slightly undersized big man. Can slide and shuffle on the perimeter a little bit, but not enough to cover for the fact he can't defend the rim. Via dunks and threes, however, Queen ranks in the 65th percentile with a 1.9 steal percentage, 85th percentile with a 3.5 block percentage, and 91st percentile at 23.1 defensive rebound rate. All solid numbers for a rookie. We've also seen the best of Queen at the center position. Queen is a fine defender in that space, as he's capable to stay in front of the rim and serve more as a last line of defense, rather than run and chase on the perimeter. And again, New Orleans has a lineup with the former Maryland Terrapin at center with a +7 net rating, eluding his success as a lone big on the floor, with several long-limbed wings alongside him. From an archetype perspective, it remains to be seen who will be the best fit alongside Queen. Players like Zion Williamson feel duplicative alongside Queen, but I'm not 100% in on the idea of the long-limbed drop coverage center plays alongside him either. Restricted Queen to more duties against smaller wings and similar forwards on the perimeter. Yves Missi, New Orleans' long-term center of the future, seems like a fine test, as Missi has the size and mobility to clean up a ton of potential miscues on the defensive end. Still, time will tell if Queen can merely remain a solid defender in that area, which archetype is ideal next to him, and ultimately, if his offense is good enough to where it doesn't matter. The New Orleans Pelicans are in the midst of change. The Zion Williamson era came and went without much to show for it. 2 postseason appearances, numerous assets used and shuffled out the door, and even Williamson himself is coming off the bench, both for the betterment of the team and the preservation of keeping an all-world talent healthy. There's no way to get back the team's 2026 first-round pick, but salvaging the future with assets from various trades would allow them to figure out their future plans under the next head coach and, eventually, the next front office. But in order to tear it down, you need pieces to help build it back up, and Jeremiah Fears and Derik Queen are 2 long-term prospects for New Orleans to build around. Queen is the more exciting of the 2. A do-it-all forward who can create offense and use his size to bang in the post. Fears is a bit ways away, but already flashed some positive traits for a young guard. Only time will tell if New Orleans gets aggressive in a teardown before February's trade deadline, but if they do, both Queen and Fears offer 2 young players to build around for the new iteration of good Pelicans basketball.